Welcome back to part 4 of our live training session here with our K24 swapped Honda Civic Si. In this tutorial, we're going to focus on the remainder of our fuel and spark timing tables that we have to calibrate for all of the other variable cam angle pairings. So 10 degree, 20, 30, 40, 50 degrees. We're going to go through all of the mapping for the rest of the fuel and spark timing tables, as well as going through how to do a cam composite blend table for our low cam operation. We have a lot of things to cover. Let's jump in so we can check this out. Welcome back to our live training session here with our K24 swapped Honda Civic Si. The last tutorial we focused on finalizing our 0 degree low cam fuel and spark timing, dialed everything in, and now we're ready to move on to the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 degree VTC mapping with our fuel and spark timing. Now we're going to be doing overlays along the way here on our mainline chassis dyno to see the before and after as we move up in each subsequent cam angle pairing and trying to figure out a composite blend map for the variable cam mapping. So we're going to be doing a lot of things in the tutorial. The very first thing that we're going to have to do here is take the tables that we've created for the 0 degree fuel and spark timing pairing, and we're going to go ahead and bring those into our 10 degree VTC pairing. So we need to go command 10 degrees, and then we're going to go and move our fuel and spark timing tables from the 0 to the 10. We're going to modify them slightly here. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And then we're going to go ahead and upload that to our Kpro and then start the calibration process over again. So I'm going to be doing part throttle cruise tuning. I'll capture the data log. We'll come in, we'll talk about what I need to change, what's going on in the data log, and then we'll do a full throttle pull. We'll get that dialed in. We'll look at our spark timing, trying to get that dialed in. We know that we had spent a considerable amount of time in that last tutorial going through and trying to get our knock sensitivity tables in order for this engine that was extremely loud and noisy. So we have aftermarket mounts, we have aftermarket pistons and rods, also valve train, stock cams, but we're getting a lot of noise generated in the engine. We determined that that wasn't actual knock by pulling the ignition timing out to very low levels and then looking at what the knock profile of the actual output from the knock sensor was showing. It was still showing it had major spikes in the knock signal, so we knew that that was going to be noise and not actual real knock. So we raised up our knock threshold levels. We should be able to carry that through in terms of the knock sensitivity tables and the knock thresholds for all of the other cam angle pairings here on our low cam. So let's jump in here and let's go ahead and modify our map. We'll talk about some of the changes we're going to make here, upload it, and then start this calibration process. So we're going to go from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 and then figure out that cam composite blend based on doing overlays here in a dyno. Now you don't have to have a chassis dyno to do this process. You can use the virtual dyno and being able to use the same stretch of road and doing the pulls and getting all that worked out, but it's much easier in a chassis dyno. So if you have one available to you that you can rent for an hour or two, you can work through all of the variable cam pairings and look at the before and after and have a definite determination as to if the change in the variable cam mapping was a positive change or a negative change. Now we can see some of that when we're looking and we're doing our tuning here as we're copying and pasting the mapping over, let's say from 20 to 30, and we're finding we do a full throttle pull and we see it go rich at a certain area. You're going to know that that cam angle pairing actually lost torque, lost airflow, and it doesn't need as much fuel. So when it richens up, the cam angle pairing is going to tell us that that particular cam angle pairing we're doing the pull and testing at is not going to be something that we want to run. It's losing power. If we change the variable cam mapping and it gets leaner, that's signifying that the engine's moving more air, we have more torque production out of the engine, and it is going to be gaining additional power at that particular cam angle pairing. So we'll be talking about that as we go through here and go through the process, but let's jump in here. Let's modify the map. So I am in my 0 degree fuel table right now. We can see I'm on my little icon here for the fuel and on the 0 degree. I'm going to copy this entire table here, just Control C. I'm going to bump over here into the 10 degree. So I use the little plus icon here, and that puts me into the 10 degree. I'm going to paste. Then what I'm going to do here is do Control J and add 5 to 8% from my 0 degree map to my 10 degree map. Now it's going to give me a starting point to modify and edit from. Every time we're going up in cam angle pairing, we're going to need to put a little bit more fuel into it from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Now going from 30 to 40 or 40 to 50, we may not need additional fuel and we'll have to sort that out. But as we're jumping through these lower cam angle pairings, going from one map to the next, copying and pasting, as we're going to find this process here in the tutorial, we always need to have a little bit more fuel into the next cam angle running with the previous cam angle fuel table because it's going to, again, run a little bit lean. So I'm going to do Control J, and let's go ahead and add 6%. That should be enough of a starting point. We might have to add more, but it'll give me a starting point. Now what we'll find here is as we're starting to vary the variable cam and start to increase the overlap, we're going to find the torque curve is going to shift. So what we'll likely see here is that I need more fuel on the bottom end here and then less fuel on the top end. And we'll find that the torque curve is actually going to be increasing on the low. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.